Tribalism. Tribalism is something that has been ingrained in my childhood, in my early adulthood, and I'm finding myself 35, and that's one thing I have put great effort into deleting out of my mentality. Tribalism is not just for religious organizations. Tribalism is even with your family, your blood family, your friends, your race, your political status, company, culture. But when it comes to religion, tribalism, the mentality, actually makes you feel like you have exclusive rights to God. And when you say you have exclusive rights to God, it then means you know something that other groups of people don't know that would negatively impact their experience after death. For someone who has not died and came back to tell a story, I don't feel obligated or pressured to predict somebody's eternal fate. I also really struggle with saying that based off of years of interpretation, I have found anything convincing me that the God of the universe, God of love, God of forgiveness, would waste his time creating a creation just to burn 1 billion people. I don't see that as victory. I don't see an infinite being making such a critical mistake that will cost billions of humans. So because I'm not prepared to make that leap or hop on the eternal torment train, I need to take a step back and evaluate what I do believe. What I used to believe is one thing, but what do I currently believe? And there's many of us out there that have been programmed and indoctrinated with this fear that we lose everything. We lose support, we lose friends, we lose relatives, community from religious organizations. We're also afraid because we've been told that if we leave the tribe, there's no hope, there's no forgiveness, there's nothing outside of this tribe. So when I study, when I meditate, when I pray, I had to even reevaluate that, because am I doing this because this is the way to be a good Christian or be a great follower of the church? And I'm wondering in my head, am I doing things out of habit, or am I doing things because it's a part of me? Even worship, I had to dissect that. Worship, what are we doing here? Why are we worshiping? Are we worshiping about? Are you worshiping because you were taught that great things happen when we worship, or that we feel this peace and presence of God? Do we worship because God needs his ego stroked and he needs his creation to make him feel better because he had a bad day? Why do we worship? So I had to sit and I had to think. I said, I no longer want to do things because other people taught me to do that. And then I have to go down this huge rabbit hole to say, okay, so you were taught this because this person taught you that. And because this person taught you that, it's because someone before them taught them that. And where does the cycle end? So I would drive myself insane questioning everything around me. I came to the conclusion that we weren't meant to know everything. I think we were never meant to understand everything. Our brains are not wired. We are actually spiritual beings programmed to have faith. There's nothing we can do but have faith. It's not about spiritual manipulation an eternal setting and our deepest desire to want to know the truth. And we will never fully understand it in this life. And that's faith. Even an atheist has faith. You have faith that you came from nothing. Every religion has faith that their tribe will get them to everlasting life. It's faith. Faith is trust. We all have faith. But now I had to dissect and deconstruct, what do I have faith in? Do I have faith in the historical Western Christian version of Jesus? And if I have this faith in Jesus, then why do I have the faith? Faith in what? Faith that he died for my sins. I'm a helpless, worthless sinner who needs a savior and a guide through life. He rose on the third day, so now that I believe that, I'm saved. Is that believing in Jesus? Or do I know that Jesus, Yeshua, defeated death, defeated hell, defeated everything evil, so that we no longer allow evil to defeat us? We no longer allow the fear of death to entangle us in these tribes. We fear death, so we're looking for answers. We scramble for community. If a plane crashed in the middle of a field with over 30 people on the plane, all they have is themselves. They didn't know each other before the plane, but they're stranded in the forest. They all have each other. We're built for community. And where my plane lands and where that person's plane lands and where that person's plane lands, they cannot help but to gravitate to the culture that they're in. Yes, I'm not going to penalize, demonize a person based off of where their plane landed. I think that God cares more about how you treat people that exit the plane in your sphere of influence. I think he cares more about you living the message of Jesus than for you to be able to quote what Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John said about him. You honor him with your lips, but not with your deeds.